The much anticipated corruption trial of Hartford Mayor Eddie Perez starts this week. Here now with Andrew Crumby of the law firm Crumby, 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 and Crumby. Which one are you? How you
I'm
doing?
the first one.
Now, we had Pamela Trotman-Reed on last segment, and didn't know. You guys had lunch a day or so ago. Didn't realize you put on the show, huh?
Yes, indeed. In fact, Pamela was given an award by the Crawford Black Bar Association, and I felt it was incumbent upon me to reach out to her and introduce myself and say hello. So
right.
I'm a lucky man. I get to see her 2 days in a row.
Doing some good things. Now, the buzz on the street, everyone's going to be following this trial come Wednesday.
Sure.
You're out there, a lawyer, a guy who's prominent in the community. What's been the buzz on the street? How palpable is this as far as folks' curiosity?
Well, you know, Stan, the buzz on the street is across the entire spectrum. There are folks that are speculating that the mayor will step down prior to the trial starting. There's folks on the street speculating that the mayor would be found guilty and then step down. And there's also speculation that the mayor will be found innocent and come back as more powerful than before this began. So it really is across the spectrum.
You know, I had at the same table with the mayor at the Open Hearth had a function, a breakfast. Open Hearth, the homeless shelter. The mayor was there. I was the MC. I sat at the same table, talked to him a bit. And, his attitude was that he feels confident. He feels he's done nothing wrong. Of course, the prosecution begs to differ. What's going to be sort of their driving point here?
Well, I think the mayor understands that the prosecution has to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. That means every single juror in the juror box has to side with and believe in the facts as they're outlined by the prosecution.
And this is a bribery case. For folks who haven't been paying attention, this is, at essence here, a bribery case, a case of paper play that the mayor allegedly took a bribe in the form of kitchen cabinets, kitchen improvements, in exchange for a contractor doing millions of dollars of business in the city. So how do you make that stick if it's a bribery case? How do you make it stick beyond a shadow of a doubt?
It is an uphill battle, and the reason I say this, is I've been in law enforcement now for 20 years, and I've worked with the state police and did a short assignment with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and I've watched corruption cases both across Connecticut and across our country, and politicians, I think, oftentimes walk a very fine line, in advocating for their causes, in working and putting forth their initiatives. Deals are made all the time, and it's my assessment that it will be very difficult to show that the intent was there on the part of the mayor to not just in this case, but in all these cases, to come up with some pay for play scheme. And like we just said, this is not a preponderance of the evidence case as it would be in a civil trial. This is a criminal trial, so you have to get every single juror to buy the story that the prosecution is selling. So that's going to be a difficult task in my assessment.
And there's a gray area here. So at some point, it's a gray area to make a case that, okay, what happened here was improper gift giving, or was it bribery? Bribery implies that there's a quid pro quo, that in exchange for this you were going to do that, versus improper gift giving where you took some inducements, some cigars, kitchen cabinet, and the gentleman did this as a favor, not necessarily as a quid pro quo. And that's where it gets very dicey to prove, was it improper gift giving?
That's
and
right.
If it was, is it a crime versus an ethical violation, versus was there a clear-cut quid pro quo? You give me this in exchange for that.
That's precisely the issue, and I haven't studied this particular case in depth, but from my brief familiarization with the matter, I think that is going to be a very difficult point to drive home.
If you're a prosecutor, to what degree does Connecticut's sordid past with corrupt politicians help you? Where you tell the jury, guys, guess what? Or guys and ladies, it's another case of a bad politician who's lining his own pockets. We're cracking down on this. To what degree are you concerned, if you're the defense, that a jury is so jaded by the nature of Connecticut that they assume you're guilty and not innocent?
I think that helps you in the court of popular opinion. I don't necessarily think that that will help you in the judicial forum, which is where the mayor will be. I think the jurors that have been selected will take it very seriously, the job that they're going to be tasked with, and realize that they will have the power and the authority to take away the mayor's freedom in this instance. And I think, or at least we all hope, that they'll be able to do that and isolate this case from all the others. And to the extent that they've been keeping up with some of the other corruption throughout the state, be able to judge the mayor in this instance, and this particular case on this set of facts only. And
so jury selection is always huge here, right? The nature of the jury going to be enormous factor in all of this.
An enormous factor. And one always hopes that when you go through jury selection, you selected the proper and the right juror for your particular case. But jurors are funny, and they can go either way. It really is a toss-up. Although you try to work as diligently as possible in selecting those jurors you think will be beneficial for your side, but one never knows.
In about 1 minute, it seems one problematic area for the mayor will be the Fed saying, or not the Fed, the state saying that he told investigators that he had paid for these kitchen improvements and then went to the bank after the interview to then pay for these improvements.
Sure.
How problematic is that for him?
Well, I think it is problematic because just on the surface, it looks improper. But if and certainly I haven't talked to the mayor about this, but I've read that the mayor had said that this issue slipped his mind, that this project wasn't a project that he was in charge of. In fact, it was his wife. And so if that is in fact the case, and this is brought to the mayor's attention, and he said, I need to take care of this, I think it is a plausible explanation that when it was brought to his attention, he took care of some outstanding issue that had been laying out there. And that's going to be a question of fact for the jury to weigh in on.
So strongest point for the defense in 15 seconds, strongest point they have to make to the jury, the defense side of it.
The strongest point the prosecution is going to have to make with the defense is that the mayor set out to act illegally in this instance.
And the defense for the prosecution? Or is it the jury?
Then the defense is going to have to show that the mayor had no intent to defraud anyone or to accept goods or valuables in return for anything that he did as mayor.
All right, we're going to have you back, Andrew Crumbry.
Okay,
Thanks to all our guests, our legal consultant, right?
Thank you.
John Brubaker, Andrew Crumbry, Pamela Trotman-Reed. You can send your show comments or requests or even watch us again at ctnow.com/Stan. And friend us on Facebook. Become a fan of the Stan Simpson Show. We're on Twitter, too. So look out for our tweets. Lori Perez and The Real Story are next for the good folks here at Fox 61. I'm Stan Simpson. We'll see you next week.